Ryan Saddles here with Broadcast Beat Magazine and our pre-broadcast Asia coverage. We've got Eric Openshaw from Pebble Beach Systems. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Ryan?
Doing great, doing great. So you guys recently had an announcement about your Orca virtualized playout solutions. Could you talk about that?
Sure, yeah. So we recently announced the release of a fully virtualized IP software-defined playout solution, and that's basically a playback device that can be hosted in cloud environments and sits under our flagship Marina automation system.
So this is a channel in a box or without a box?
It's good question. It's the channel without the box. So it's a software-only solution. It's hosted in a virtual machine and can run in either private clouds or public cloud environments.
Okay, so now when you have this type of a system, and I know some playout systems, they have multiple channels that can run on that one system. Is this how it works, or you do multiple cloud instances?
Yeah, so it's a multi-channel system. We can run more than one channel on a single instance, but a more common deployment would be to run multiple instances and then have the Marina control system sit as a distributed control system on top of those cloud instances.
Excellent. So a lot of people are talking about IP migration and hybrid SDI and IP solutions. It's amazing how the industry is evolving so much. So what is Pebble Beach Systems offering broadcasters?
So obviously the cloud-based solution is free of SDI, so it's an IP-only solution. IP streams in, IP streams out. So we offer that as a pure IP-based solution. But most of the discussions that we've been having with our customers are more framed around migration. I've got this SDI plant. How do I move to an IP infrastructure? And for those types of situations, we actually have the ability to support IP I/O within our baseband product. So we can deploy a solution that is both SDI and IP, and we can transition the user from one to the other over a period of time, actually running them both in parallel for as long as the customer needs to.
Oh, that's excellent. So what types of challenges are you guys running across? I know there's a lot of big playout centers throughout the United States, for example. Imagine, a facility that's got 100 of these systems. How does that work?
So one of the great things about cloud infrastructure is that it scales out. I mean, that's really where the huge value is from a pure IT perspective. So we're really leveraging that and allowing the broadcast users who traditionally had to build out these multi-million-dollar facilities to build large multi-channel systems. And what we found is that by hosting our playout systems in this type of environment, as the environment scales out, so can the playout system. And one of the nice things is the agility that comes with that IT infrastructure really creates an environment of fast startup and tear down of channels. And that's really one of the interesting topics that's come up a lot in recent months. I forget how many times I've heard the word pop-up channel, which is basically a scenario where a broadcaster who may have typically a fixed number of outputs from their facility, they have an idea that they want to float, they want to start up a new channel to test something out, or perhaps it's a sporting event and they want 10 new channels that are going to run for 6 weeks and then they're going to tear them down. And that's really where the huge gains in running playout in virtualized environments really are, is a realistic expectation these days that you can start up channels very quickly at minimal capital cost, tear them down, and effectively release those resources back into a pool.
Well, what's so crazy is just 10 years ago, it was possible, but not anywhere near the possibility of how virtual everything is now. It's just so amazing how everything's evolved,
Absolutely, yeah. It's a very different world, and it has really broadened the scope of what linear playout really is, where it's relevant, who it's accessible to as well. You look at baseband video facilities; they require not only the infrastructure but also the broadcast engineering experience to build and maintain those sorts of things. But in a pure virtualized environment, you can run these things in a vanilla data center, and that the IT skills to manage these things are a lot more readily available.
All right, so Eric, we're going to see you guys at Broadcast Asia. I've got it right here on my computer. Stand 5E3-01 at the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. Can't wait. I'm a little bit nervous about the 25-hour flight, but we will see you soon, sir. Again, Eric Openshaw, General Manager of Pebble Beach Systems.
Thanks, Ryan.